Hello, everyone. Cindy here. Hope you are having an amazing day and enjoying this holiday season. I am so excited to be here, and I wanted to touch briefly on, should you date during the holidays or should you just recommit, at the first of the year. Hey, Lori, how are you? Happy holidays. Um, you know, you guys might not be surprised, but my answer is yes, you do get to date during the holidays. It is a great time of year to connect, meet people, and there's a lot of romance in the air, and people tend to have an opening around, what it is they want. They're spending some time creating their vision for the next year. So it's kind of like, it's a great time to get a head start, because quite frankly, January 1st is hi Helene, hi Terry, gosh, so good to see you guys. January 1st is probably the busiest day for online dating. So, if you got a head start around that and just really opened yourself up to meeting people and trusted the process, really embrace the journey. This is a big one. And get support along the way. Hire a coach. Really make sure that you're connected with that coach, and you're getting support around your blind spots during this journey, right? We can oftentimes, excuse me, guys, avoid certain areas of our life that seem hard, especially our love lives, and not put as much time into it as we might a career, when quite frankly, this is the most important area of your life. So what I really want to do today, I hope that helps you. And really, a lot of people are traveling during this time of year, and, you get to create an opportunity to connect, especially if it's a priority. I have a client of mine that she met the love of her life in December, and had her second date on Christmas Day, and it's moved forward from there. So my point is, you guys, trust yourself and the journey, and allow yourself to be vulnerable about what does come up for you, and get in touch with that thought process. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions from my Last Love VIP intensive retreat. We did something super fun where I asked the ladies to write out 5 questions that they have, and we didn't actually get a chance to answer them all. So I'm answering them with you. Yay. Okay, so here's one. How to decide who moves in with who. Do I invite him to live with me, or do I, move in with him? I don't actually recommend, depends on what you want. So if you see a partnership and you're not really concerned about getting married or having a family, then sure, go ahead and, negotiate that and think about what would work best for the two of you. And, hi, Kate. And if you're really interested in marriage, I don't actually recommend moving in together before you're engaged. So that's my answer there. If you have any questions around that, let me know deeper, on a deeper level. how to keep, oh, this is a good one. How to keep from having sex too soon. So this is quite simple, yet it can be quite challenging. So how to keep yourself from not having sex too soon, or, I recommend with all of my clients, you definitely don't want to do that until you're in a committed relationship. So having that conversation, as well as, how do you not create that environment when it's too, when it's early on. Just don't put yourself in situations that it could be tempting. So don't go over to his house or have him over at yours, really even for longer than a few minutes. And, be bold about that. Being over at one another's house creates intimacy, and I'm just not quite there yet. So, being really transparent around where you're at around that. Okay, so next question. How to get past the number? Know what this says. The number charged to the actual date. I'm not sure what that question means. I'll get back. How do I keep him interested but still, sort out things like, housework, things that we're, mutually responsible for. It's kind of like once you guys get into that place, it starts becoming conversation. So how do you envision, and it's all about communication, right? So how do you envision us dividing, how do you envision housework, or, do you like to cook, or, those kinds of things that can develop and grow over time. And, those are day-to-day things. It's if you start to take over doing everything, that's the thing that neutralizes attraction. It just does. So you want to make sure that he's actually doing a little bit more, putting a little bit more effort into the relationship than you are. So, and that may look differently when it comes to household stuff. Maybe you cook and he does the dishes, right? You figure that out. And if you're in a true partnership, you will actually communicate about this. So all of this stuff is around communication. Okay? Let me see. What if I get to the date and I don't feel the chemistry? How do I leave? I hear that a lot. And what I recommend is, this person took time out of their schedule to meet with you and, really set yourself up for success. Make sure that you are, how do I say this? That your first meeting is more of a meet and greet. So you meet for coffee or something like that. That's pretty short. And, go into it with an attitude of, gosh, I'm going to meet somebody new. I'm going to connect with someone who could be absolutely amazing. And, do yourself a favor and stay present in your connection. So that piece is really important in actually creating potential. If you don't feel chemistry, well, a lot of times it can take time for chemistry to grow. And if you have a strong idea of what your fabulous five is. So I talk to my clients about that all the time. And your vision for a relationship. And if he isn't aligned with that, then it makes it much easier to go, okay, it's all good. And give that person some time, because they're a special human being that took time out of their busy schedule, just like you did, to meet. And I feel like with every human being, we can actually have an enriching experience. So keep that in mind, okay? And I'm going to answer one more question, because I'll answer more on the next live. I can identify my triggers and the underlying issues and fears, and the way my fears hold me back. But what do I do about it? You get support. And, support around what's going on in your mindset, limiting thoughts, beliefs, and support around, how you're approaching your love life. So if we have limiting thoughts and beliefs and triggers, and we all do, it's, the trigger is actually the guide. The trigger is the guide that will support you in breaking through. So if we're triggered around something, it's becoming really clear of, this triggers me because of this. Where does this come from? Asking yourself questions, getting support, and really learning how to, this is something that just came up for me, is not talk too much to what I call the committee. Meaning that, maybe you're out there dating, you have a vision of, creating lasting love, and, telling your friends about your dating. And if they're, and friends typically have a way of being, loving, supportive, and they want what's best for you, and they're going to lean on their experience. So if you have support from somebody who's an outsider, right? A coach, somebody that's a professional, and you will break through those triggers. Oftentimes our committee will support the trigger and not always come forward with, something that may fully support you, right? Or support your growth. And, we live in a world where people crave more connection than ever, but yet we're more disconnected than ever. So it's, learning how to create connections and open yourself up to connection, because it can be really easy to actually shut down. So my challenge to you is, if you're single, meet somebody, have a meet and greet, coffee date or something like that before Christmas, and post below. Let me know how it goes. All right, you guys. Well, I'm sending you so much love. I will be here live on Monday as well. And I look forward to hearing about what's happening for you and how I can further support you in really opening up to connecting with yourself and creating a love that fully resonates with you. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. Mwah. Bye.